When we dance together, my world's in disguise. It's a fairyland tale that's come true. And when you look at me with those stars in your eyes, I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I get lost in your charms. I could waltz across Texas with you. My heartaches and troubles are just up and gone the moment that you come into view. And with your hand in mine, I could dance on and on. I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I get lost in your charms. I could waltz across Texas with you. Yes, I could waltz across Texas with you. Well, hello, everybody. This is Bob Lowe back at you again, your favorite hillbilly in all the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good once again to have the Silver Dollar Band with me tonight. We're just having a little jam session and having some fun. And I have driven across Texas. I don't know how anybody could waltz across Texas. Oh, my God. It took us 2 days to drive it, right, Carol?
At least.
At
least.
It's a big state, but it's a great song. Anyway, I want to turn it over to Rusty right now and have him to sing a couple songs. He kind of got cheated on the last one. And before we do that, well, I want to talk a little bit about the Silver Dollar Band tonight because we were together 25 years. And we've seen and done and played in a lot of different places, and just a lot of things happen.
Oh, the stories that we shouldn't tell.
Well, we've been talking, Carol and I have been talking for years about maybe we ought to write a book or something, you know. But
I'm going to call it Grandma, What Did You Do in the War?
But in the meantime, we're going to have Rusty to sing, and then we're going to talk a little bit. And here's a little tune that Roy Orbison had a big hit off of, and here's Rusty's version of it.
I got a woman mean as she can be. Hey, I got a woman mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost meaning me. She got ruby lips, she got shapely hips, yeah. Lord, she makes old Roy have fits, yeah. I got a woman mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost mean as me. I ain't bragging, think it's understood. Everything I do, well, I sure do it good. I got a woman mean as she can be. Well, sometimes I think she's almost mean as me. She got shapely hips, and Lord, she makes old Roy have fits. And I got a woman mean as she can be. Well, sometimes I think she's almost meaning me. Easy now. Yeah, yeah. One more time. Hey, hey, got a woman. Hey, hey, got a woman. Hey, hey, got a woman. Hey, hey, I got a woman. Well, sometimes I think she's almost needing me.
Mean Woman Blues. That's Rusty's version of it. You know, I was thinking today, Rusty, about some things. I wanted to talk about the Silver Dollar Band. I mean, we were together for 25 years, and we had some great times and played in some great places and some not so great places.
That's for sure.
But I want you guys to think about maybe a bad experience or a hard experience we had as we played together all those years. And I was thinking today about one that come to mind for me. And we played up in Flint one night. I think it was in March or April.
I'm going to remember
Door
this.
highway.
Is this the one with all the fog?
It was the one with
Yeah,
all
the
the
I
one.
didn't think I was going to make it home that night.
We hit 75, and we was crawling down 75, heading back towards Pontiac, and that,
Yeah, and this was before we all had cell phones to keep in touch with each other.
right,
Yeah, and you literally could not see 2 feet in front of the windshield.
yeah, and we didn't have enough sense to pull over and spend the night somewhere.
Oh my God! I have one that comes to mind for me is when we were playing that job up in the Thumb. We were playing that bar up for our friends.
At the bowling alley?
Bowling alley.
Yeah.
And there was one night we played. It was during hunting season, I remember, because I was in Gladwin, and my dad and I drove down to go play the job, and it was snowing and sleeting so hard
right.
on that end. The north end, we left Gladwin, no issue. By the time we got to the Zilwaukee Bridge, it was literally shut down. We drove on the shoulder of the road, all these cars stuck, and I made it there, but we were late by, oh my God, probably an hour late by the time we got there. But that was white knuckling it the whole way.
I think we all have it branded on our foreheads, the show goes on.
Yeah, well, before Rusty started in the band, we had a fellow by the name of Mick Lambert playing drums with us. And he used to call me Bones, because believe it or not, back in those days I was skinny. And he said, Bones, you ought to have tattooed on your forehead, the show must go on.
That's right. That's right.
And we played no matter what we played.
Yeah, sick, didn't matter. We were always there.
I remember the night we were on our way to the Eagles, and Bob and I in the van sitting at a stoplight waiting to make a turn, and some yahoo come down the sidewalk with no brakes and plowed right into the side of our car. And guess who had a concussion, and guess who went and played anyway? That'd be me.
Yeah, that's one we should have canceled, but we didn't. So anyway, we'll move along. I have Rusty going to do another tune, and I forgot which one it was.
We're doing Van Morrison.
Okay, let's see if I can get it right this time. There we go. 1, 2.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rain came down in a hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with our hearts a thumping in you, brown-eyed girl. Brown-eyed girl. And whatever happened Tuesday and so slow, going down the old mine with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing I'm behind a rainbow wall, slipping and a sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You're my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, just like that. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, la-dee-da. So hard to find my way, now that I'm all on my own. Saw you just the other day, my, how you've grown. Cast my memory back there low. Sometime I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. Brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da, 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 la-dee-da.
Sha-la-la-la. We played that song for so many times, I don't know, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of songs we played that were fun.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times.
So, Don, what would be some of your most favorite experiences in the Silver Dollar Band?
The first night we got together,
Oh, yeah.
and I played a song that you guys didn't even know. Do you remember that, Carol?
I remember very well. And when we were through with the train wreck, I said,
yelled at me.
don't you ever play that song again.
We did finally learn that song.
Unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst to me, it was Don's wife Mary's favorite song, which put him in kind of, but oh yeah, that was,
We did learn it, though. We
We
learned
did.
the song, and it was fun. I hear the train coming, she's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, Mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Now when I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. I bet the big folks eating on that fancy dining car, probably sipping coffee, smoking them big cigars. I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. But that train keeps rolling, and that's what tortures me. Come on, now. Well, I been freed from this prison and that railroad train was mine. Bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Talking forth in prison, that's where I want to stay. And then I'd let that lonesome whistle blow all my blues away.
Yeehaw!
That's one fast train right there,
I
son.
bet Johnny Cash never played it like that, did he?
I bet he did.
That's a little engine that could.
Okay, Carol, tell us some of your favorite stories about the Silver Dollar Band.
Oh, Lord.
Keep it clean, nothing X-rated.
Oh, the stories I could tell. Well, one of my least favorite episodes was, and this was actually before Don and Rusty joined us, but Bob and I were with another drummer and another guy, and we were playing at a 50th anniversary party, and there was a fella out on the dance floor that had had just a few sips too many of some sort of adult beverage, and he had a pitcher of beer in his hand, and he slung it right square in my face. And my hair was dripping wet, and it was running off my chin, and it went all on my keyboard, shorted the keyboard out, and it was not nice.
Yeah, I remember that night.
Yeah, that was
You
not
know,
pretty.
It was not pretty, but the sad part about all of that was the fellow's mother, who was the party was for.
Yeah.
She came up and was crying and
Oh, God bless her.
apologized to the band. The fellow was drunk, and he was out there dancing with a pitcher of beer, and he just done a big twirl, and all of a sudden that beer went flying all over everybody, including the band.
Yeah, it was
All the
bad.
things us drunks do.
Yeah. One really, really good memory, though, and there's so many of them I have, but I remember one night, the four of us at an Elks Lodge in Mount Clemens, I believe, and we were doing a particular ballad that Rusty used to sing all the lead on, and in the middle there was a nice guitar riff, and I call it lightning in a bottle, because every once in a while everything just comes together absolutely perfectly, and we were doing this song, and Rusty sang the first two verses, and Bob played that lead, and Rusty came back in, his voice right on that note. Everything was perfect, and there were probably 50 people on the dance floor. Right in the middle of the song, they all stopped and applauded. And I'll never forget that. It was, like I said, lightning in a bottle. It was
awesome.
perfect.
Once in a while it happens.
It was perfect.
We've had nights like that.
Yeah, we
Yes,
have.
we have.
Back then we used to dress up and do the 50s thing and wear wigs and poodle skirts. And I didn't wear a poodle skirt, but I think Carol
Remember
did.
the holly oak?
Yeah, I do remember the holly.
Bob looked like he had a raccoon on his head.
Don, do another tune.
All right. Hey, baby, said I want to know if you be my girl. Hey, baby, said I want to know if you be my girl. When I seen you walking down the street, said that's the kind of girl I like to meet. She's so pretty, thought you fine. I'd like to make her mine, all mine. Hey, baby, said I want to know if you'd be my girl. when I seen you walking down the street. Said that's the kind of girl I'd like to meet. She's so pretty, Lord, she's fine. I'd like to make her mine, all mine. Hey, 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 baby. Said I wanna know if you be my girl. Hey, 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 baby. Said I wanna know if you be my girl. Oh, won't you be my girl? Darling, won't you be my girl?
Be my girl. That's a great
You know
tune.
who played harmonica on that song?
I do. Delbert McClinton.
That's right.
Same person who
fact-
taught John Lennon how to play the harmonica.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor. I don't think it's ever been confirmed, but
I believe it.
It's
sounds good to me.
Yeah, I believe it.
Delbert McClinton.
I've read
was-
it in way too many books.
Well, I
It's
think God
definitely a
sounded
fact.
just like it.
I don't know how much time we've been playing. Let's see. Well, we ain't been playing that long.
Time flies when you're having fun. Ah,
I know.
And that 25 years flew by, didn't it?
oh my gosh.
Low down.
Gee.
1, 2. Just about a year ago, I set out on the road, seeking my fame and fortune, looking for a pot of gold. Things got bad and things got worse. I guess you know the tune. Oh Lord, stuck here in Lowe dying again. From the magazine said I was on my way. Somewhere I lost connection, ran out of songs to play. I came into town, one night stand. Looks like my plans fell through. Oh Lord, I'm stuck here in Lowe dying again. From the magazine said I was on my way. Somewhere I lost connection, I ran out of songs to play. I came into town, one night stand. Looks like my plans fell through. Oh Lord, I'm stuck here in Lowe dying again. If I only had $1 for every song I'd sung, every time I had to play while people sat there drunk, you know I'd catch the next train back to where I live. Oh Lord, I'm stuck here in Lowe dying again. I said, oh Lord, stuck here in Lowe dying again.
Sometimes it feels like that, don't it?
You know, I don't think a lot of people know what Lodi is. Lodi is a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee.
It's also in Carol just bought me a book about John Fogerty, and it's also a town in California,
Yeah.
Northern California.
Yeah, they're in the middle of nowhere, and when you're out, musician out on tour, and all of a sudden your funding falls through, you're stuck in Lodi. And you got to stand there, and you got to play songs to drunk people, and that ain't no fun.
And there may only be a couple.
I'm
And we
telling
already
you.
talked about that.
That's right.
Don, you got another one up your sleeve?
I wasn't thinking about another one.
Well, think about one.
Let's do
son.
Johnny Rodriguez. I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. I've been most all my life searching for a four-leaf clover. Yet you ran with me, chasing my rainbow. Well, honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for the whole wide world to sing. It never grows old, it only grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Well, honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for the whole wide world to sing. It never grows old, it only grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Well, honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes. Well, honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes.
Such a great tune.
You know, there's a couple people that aren't here tonight that we kind of need to acknowledge, and I thought of it when Don sang the line of that song, Honey, You Run With Me, Chasing My Rainbows. When we adopted Don, he came with the biggest bonus ever, his lovely wife, Mary, who has been a staunch supporter of our group since day one.
That's right.
And we could not have done this without her support. And Rusty back there behind us, his lovely wife, Michelle. Now, she's kind of new to the group, but she's right there. And they're the girls behind the scenes, and we really appreciate you gals more than we can say.
That's a fact.
Yes.
Well, when my blue moon turns to gold again, when the rainbow drives the clouds away, when my blue moon turns to gold again, you'll be back within my arms to stay. Memories that linger in my heart, memories that makes the heart grow cold. But someday we'll live again, sweetheart, and my blue moon again will turn to gold. When my